Good morning, everyone. My name is Peyman. I'm the president and founder of Peytec. As mentioned, we are an industrial IoT company. This is going to be more of an educational presentation, and we're going to cover the topic of cyber-physical system. So how many people in this crowd have heard of the word cyber-physical system? Please raise your hand. I guess we got a lot of work to do. So before I start the presentation and talk about cyber-physical, I have a question for the crowd. When you look at this picture over here, the four of them, what do you guys see in common between all the four? I mean, if you can raise your hand or project your voice and see what you see, then that would be perfect.
Human intervention.
Okay, hands. Tracking. Okay, that sounds good. So I guess we were sort of in the same line. I actually summarized this and actually made a list out of it. So there's definitely manual efforts. So human intervention, people are involved. These processes, most of them have errors as well, and they're not real time. In fact, they're as real time as the people that are in the field that actually, like when they transact with the data, is when you actually get the data right to an inventory system or to your ERP system. So the real question we have is that, can we connect processes to computers without human intervention? That's the fundamental question. And that's exactly what cyber-physical systems do. It actually eliminates the most expensive component of any operation, humans, and directly connects processes to computers. In fact, we say we've been working for computers for a long time, typing and keyboarding, and cyber-physical system cyber-physical system makes the computers work for you and not you for them. So I got a quiz for the crowd. So which one of these systems are cyber-physical systems? A, whoever thinks A is a cyber-physical system, please raise your hand. B, wow, it's a C, one person. And what about D? Yes, I'm really glad this is a very intelligent audience. Everybody's following the presentation. The right answer is C. So C is the only one that does not have human involved in the process. It's fully automated. And that's exactly the definition of cyber-physical, which we call, goes under the next industrial revolution. Industry 4.0. So you might be wondering why we haven't done it in the past and now we're doing it. So a lot of the old systems that we are all used to, they have a lot of wired communication, Ethernet, draw lines. They're really power hungry, so you always need the outlet and the conduit, and there's like high installation costs. So for most businesses, it didn't really make sense to make the processes automatic, whether it's sensings or etc. And now with the cyber-physical system, is actually a technological advancement where we have wireless communication. It's now common indoor and outdoor. Devices have become much more power efficient, so they don't need to be constantly connected to the power, and also they're plug and play, which means low installation costs. So these are some of the lists of the cyber-physical technologies that are there. Some of you may look at this and think this is really simple. Some of you guys will probably see some of these for the first time, so excuse me to the audience, I think this is super simple and you've seen it. So we're going to start with RFID, which is the most common one. How many people in this room know what RFID is? Yeah, it's a pretty mainstream technology. So I'm just going to quickly go over it. With RFID is a tag, it's batteryless. It sounds like it looks like a label. And then when a device, a tag goes by the reader, it picks up the signal. We can scan 1,000 per second. The next technology is wireless sensor network. So you probably heard things like Bluetooth, BLE, Zigbee. This is literally these small tags that are very power efficient, and they can communicate data locally and very reliably. They use mostly for sensing technologies like tracking temperature, moisture, and etc. Another technology is what we call RTLS, which stands for Real-Time Location System, which is literally an indoor positioning and indoor GPS, where you can track the location of things indoor with high level of accuracy. We're talking about sub-meters. So you would install readers around a facility or a tunnel, and then you can track the location of a tag, which you can attach it to inventory, asset, or anything that you want to track. The next technology is called Wireless Positioning and Sensing Network, which stands for WPSN. This is a technology that Peytec, the company that I founded, we're bringing to market. And what this technology does, it combines localization and sensing to make a scalable, reliable, and flexible network. So, of course, we have readers that we can install it around the tunnel or in a facility. And these readers talk to tags, and these tags have a modular capability, so you can attach different types of sensors like temperature, moisture, light intensity, relative humidity, pressure. Any type of sensors that you can think of can be attached physically to this physical tag. And you can track them anywhere, the location and the sensor information in real time. So, I mean, this is probably a little bit of a confusing chart. It's a spiral chart, and it actually compares different things we would need to take into consideration when it comes to evaluating a technology. So battery life, localization, accuracy, scalability, flexibility, and all the names. So the ones that are at the outer areas are, the ones that are strongest, and the ones that are the middle, which is 0, are the worst. So as you can see, some of these technologies have some strengths, and the other ones have some disadvantages. And we compared all the other ones. If you have any questions about this, feel free to ask me afterwards. So the application of this, of course, the people in this room probably are the best, is where we're going to use the technology. Smart inventory asset management, quality control, and also smart environment management are the applications of the technology. So we've done several case studies in mining, manufacturing, and agriculture. I just thought I could pick one of them, which is an application for real-time muck tracking. How many people in this room have had issues or thought about, a way to efficiently track muck from the point of blasting all the way to the mill? Please raise your hand. Okay, so it's one of those hidden problems. It seems like it's all right, but it's not. It depends on the day. So the business problem is, like, how can we have full visibility and reliability around our data, our production data, our inventory data? So the process is pretty simple. Once we blast a mine, we have, say, some ore or waste. And of course, depending on what we have, whether it's waste or ore, they would actually go through a different path. So, of course, ore and waste look the same. So some of them actually go to the right place, and some of them actually end up in the wrong place. So you actually spend all the money and resources, and you end up dumping the ore into the waste, or vice versa. So people say, let's just use RFID and solve this problem. And there's many solutions out there that actually says RFID is the way to go. But a lot of the people who have done pilots, we know the problem with RFID is that it doesn't really communicate reliably when you're under 50 tons of muck. It simply doesn't work. So you have to get lucky, which makes the solution unreliable. So the same technology introduced from Peytec is this tags that can actually communicate really well under tons of muck. So you can also, you get the communication, you can see what pile of muck that is. You can get sensing information as well, and you can also get the location information, which means you can actually have a full traceability of where your muck is in real time, anywhere down in the mine and up on the surface, from mine to mill in real time without human intervention and without any errors. So here is, we don't have a mouse, so I don't know how to play that video, but there's a video that actually showing, somebody has a mouse. All right, I'm glad the tech guys are around. Do we have internet? If it doesn't, it's fine, I can explain. So as you can see, this is actually, we're dumping the third pile. So we actually put our tag right under this pile of muck, and then basically what happened was, after putting it, like making it almost the size of a load or a muck, we could track the location and also the information of the tag that's buried underneath that muck when we are 100 meters away or 300 feet away, which means we can clearly track the loads and also the muck in real time and make sure our readers get this information and send them to the cloud. On that note, I would like to thank the crowd for listening to my presentation, and I would be happy to take any questions.
You have one
question there. Can you speak loudly, sir?
Yeah, have you implemented this system in any mines so far?
So we are in the process. So we've done a proof of concept. We're actually piloting it as we're speaking. So the answer is yes.
Right. Peyman, thank you very
Thanks.
much.
Oh, there's one more question.
How do you get the tag into the muck?
So the process, the way it works, there's the geologist who actually determines whether this muck is ore or waste, has a really cool app that they can actually take a tag, they scan the number on it, and then they identify what it is, and then they just throw it with the pile, and then from that point, everything becomes automated. Go ahead.
What are you targeting for the price point of the tag?
Well, that's a question I can take offside, but I would say, I would say you get a clear return on investment by 10x. So that I can assure you.
Good answer.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.